Hey guys, Andy here. So I suspect, I've no hard data, but I suspect that Nova Launcher is probably the most popular third-party launcher for Android. If you find any thread where people are talking about what launchers they use, Nova is going to be all over the place in there. But in 2022, analytics firm Branch bought the company and I believe gutted it, basically removed all the developers, leaving just the sort of sole originator of the launcher as the sole developer. And then I think in late 2025 he left, and I think the sort of basically everyone's suspecting that Nova Launcher is now dead. Now I've been using it for so long, I couldn't tell you what I used before it, and whatever I did use probably isn't about anymore. So I haven't been looking forward to trying to replace it, but recently I think I was just reading a thread on Reddit where people were talking about the alternatives, and there's one that a few people recommended and I've given it a go, and actually I really like it. So Octopi Launcher is what we're going to take a look at today. Octopi Launcher is free on the Play Store. I've been using it for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 days as my main launcher. And here it is. So there's a few things that, I mean, some people might argue make it even better than Nova Launcher was. I'm going to be relatively brief with this. I don't think it's too complex or complicated, but there might be stuff I missed, my apologies. I'm just going to kind of take you through some of the stuff that I've seen and that I've been using. So one of the first things is how there's a bit more freedom when it comes to positioning and placing of your widgets. So if I slightly overlap that, you see how slightly overlapped? It's fine. It doesn't bounce it back. In Nova or most of the launchers, it would just go meh, and it would put it back to where it was, or it would kick it onto a different screen or something. But on this, you can actually overlap widgets. Let's try and get that right in the middle. And widgets are placed on like a grid. They're not locked into how many columns you have. So I think I've only got 4 columns for apps. Not that I've probably not got any app icons on my home screen. But as let's go into resize. So if I make that a lot, if I can, without catching a back arrow, that's the only sort of tricky thing, is getting the, no, and now I'm moving the whole thing again. And that is, I mean, I would love the developer if he made it so I could grab anywhere almost. There we go. So there you go, you can perhaps see, maybe if I can move that in a bit more, if it will focus. Can you see the dots showing the grid? So you get a bit more freedom around kind of the sizing and positioning, and so I'll move that back to where it was and try and move that down a bit. There we go. So I think that was roughly, well, it's a little bit smaller. I'll deal with that later. So that's one of the things, it's kind of, there's a bit more freedom in the widgets. And I've not tried it yet, and I probably should have, just so I could tell you about it, but you can kind of stack widgets, so you can scroll through them and flip them about all in the one place. I think that's a pro feature. We'll come to that in a moment. One thing I found with that though, so I don't think they line up, and I've made it worse now, but can you see my calendar one? I think that edge is slightly less or slightly more left of these other ones, so that they don't quite fully line up because you've got that bit more freedom, and you can change the padding per widget and all that. And I could probably spend a lot more time and try and make it all line up perfectly. Maybe that's a plus thing, that you've got that freedom. Maybe it's a negative that it just makes it a bit more hard work. I've read that it's an amazing launcher for foldables because it lets you set different layouts and scenes depending on the orientation and the screen size and things. So I'm told, obviously I haven't got a foldable, but I'm told it's great for that. The other thing was you can size, well, it says you can size icons independently. I suppose, oopsie, because I haven't got an icon, I guess. I don't want, there we go. So, all right, let's just pop Audible down. And there we go, I can resize in theory. Oh, it's in the corner here. There we go. So I can make one icon just massively huge like that. I don't want it though. Oh. So that's something else that it mentions. The app drawer is highly configurable. Oh, I need to do from the middle of the screen. So up even to the top, you can reverse the alphabetical order. You can have it in an install date or newer or older, or just updated newer or older. Let's go back to name. But we've then also got a load of settings here, so you can have tiles with backgrounds, look, tiles without backgrounds. You can change how many rows it is across. I will just go back to icons. So I quite like that, it's quite customizable. Or you can also have, I haven't got them, but you can have favorites and things. I've not really looked into that, but I guess somewhere, I'll add new tags, so I guess you would add tags as favorites and things. They're sort of searchable as well, lots of things. Then, to me, it's quite important to have a good dock, as you see me accidentally catching a few times along the bottom. And I want to be able to, so not only I've got my Launchpad there, which I love, it's just a much better way of finding apps and opening them. But I want to be able to swipe them one way or another. So one way is the camera, the other way is for Chrome. And also, so if I hold down on that, we get to edit the panel. It calls it a panel. So again, we can change the opacity of it. We can change just the style of it. So you can have it and you get it, there you go. I didn't like that myself. Let's go back to that. I'm happy with the rounded corners. You can change how rounded the corners are. You can change how many pages there are. You can change the icon size. So I quite like the big sort of, how many icons across, how many rows, how many extra rows. So you can have extra rows, so you tap and it drop and it sort of, well, let's do it, I suppose, extra rows, 2, okay. And then if I tap somewhere, in, and this is the problem, because I've got bigger icons, I should, if I was going to use this, I should make them smaller icons so that I can tap in the gap between them a bit easier. There we go. But because I like my nice big icons, I'm not bothering with that. But yeah, I didn't show, but they can. So I've got a second set over here. I can scroll back and forth between them. So the panel, the dock, the panel as they call it, is very customizable. The only problems that I've particularly seen, I've mentioned kind of the widgets don't always line up. The swipes don't always seem to register. Sometimes, maybe I'm probably being in a bit of a hurry. Like that, I would have said that was a swipe down. It went sideways. I only say that because I'd never, ever, I don't think, had a problem with swipes and it being confused in Nova. And it's just weird, and I don't know, maybe the developer will be in touch saying there's nothing I do, that's all down to the OS and you must just be mistaken. And maybe I'm mistaken, maybe I've just felt a few times where I thought I've tried to swipe down to see my notifications and it's not registered that I've swiped down. It's kind of, maybe it's just shifted a little bit left, right, and can't stay on the screen. So that was a little odd. And also, I've had to sort of add a Google News widget because I missed the swiping off the left of Nova or Pixel Launcher and having that, I forget what it's called, but Google's kind of rundown of news and things. I quite like that, just almost a bit of a time filler at times, just swap over and see what's going on in the world. And all I've been able to do thus far is put Google News there instead. So maybe the dev can build that in. Like Nova, I think I think you had to install a patch almost to make it work on Nova, but you could do that. So maybe the dev can do that for Octopi. But I think that was all I could really see as being downsides. It seems very slick and smooth and polished, and it's free. You can then choose to go pro by making a donation of either buying him a coffee for £1.09, which is quite a cheap coffee. You can get coffee that cheap around my area. Same with the breakfast, £2.79. But I mean, that's not a lot to go pro, and if you want to stay cheap, £1.09 to go pro is not a lot really. So I'm really liking it. Like I say, I've been happy using it for the last few days. I've not uninstalled Nova yet, but I think I might. I think just that one thing, if you can add that swipe in to get the news, that'd be really useful. But I do, there's certain things I like. I like the customizability of both the home screen, the drawer, the panel at the bottom. I like that it's been very cheap. I think some launchers you're looking at, I feel like I was looking at one that was sort of £40 for a lifetime. You either pay an annual fee or there was a lifetime it was quite big money. I also like just the animation. So what can I do? If I go into Chrome, in fact, so you saw them kind of flip in. It works a bit better on this screen. So I go into Chrome and I come back. You see how they kind of like trickle and fold in. I like that animation, little things. Yeah, and the only thing that maybe my screens, if you've got a bit of OCD, you might not like this. But I think it's really good. So there you go, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. I do read all of them and reply, hopefully, if it's sort of necessary or suitable. Let me know if you've moved off Nova, what launcher you've moved on to. I think somebody in a different video did say Smart Launcher, so maybe I'll take a look at that. But yeah, let me know that in the comments down below. But yeah, hopefully this has been informative for you and it's given you an idea of where you might go after Nova. Yes, good luck with that. So yeah, that's all for now though. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.